You and Arthur. You used to be the one couple on this square that everyone could... Story time, story time, story time. This is what I'm going to start doing on these videos when my life was like Eastenders. Story time. So I'm assuming here Sonia's talking about you and Arthur and like when Martin and her have broken up and she gets with a lesbian and becomes a lesbian. Okay, so story time for that. I was with the love of my life, and I don't care to say it, I'm not ashamed to say it. I was with the love of my life, and I say 2.5 years were good, 2.5 years were awful. No, great and awful, yeah. There's all extremes here. I started having this girl I met at 12 steps, so that's why that suddenly came into my head. My trainers of thoughts have been great recently. I now know what it's like to do meth without actually doing it. And she came into my life. She was very quiet, came across very quiet at first, reserved, but a bit, I don't know, can't really describe her, describe listless. Later to come, she isn't at all. Anyway, she starts coming around my house, having fun. We go on walks together at first, you know, when you're not really showing who you really are. But obviously we're in like a drug and alcohol thing, and she was an alcoholic, a binger. Anyway, like, so goes before me and my boyfriend broke up, he was doing a lot of rhymes with back. It's a Coca-Cola, but rhymes with back. And it was really bad. I hated it, and I was doing it anyway because he was. That was literally the only reason I hated it. And that sounds so funny. I did cocaine for 3 years. I hated it. Anyway, so that was going on all the time, and I was getting closer and closer to this woman. Okay, and I love both sexes, like I do, but I have a strong hatred to men as I've got older because of what's happened with them. I'm great as friends, I like them as friends, but nothing more. Anyway, so we become really close. She comes into my life, and we're like doing stuff together. We're doing drugs together, I guess. We're doing that. She knows that I'm a H addict. She tries it with me once. She ODs in my flat. My boyfriend gives it to her, like, what an idiot. She ends up going to hospital. I can't leave because I'm, like, fucked off my face. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm like fucked off my face in my living room. So embarrassing. I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I couldn't go anywhere. She went to the hospital. Anyway, this happened a lot. She'd come round, she'd do things. That never happened again. I wouldn't let it happen. It's like, you're smoking this stuff if you're going to do it with us. It's like, why do you want to do it anyway? Anyway, means to an end. I used her as some money to get it, basically. But I was really strict on the whole alcohol thing. She could have done it with me with that, but she didn't. But I was like, I'm not having you round here when you're like that, sorry, because there was some times when I went out with an alcoholic and some other things which made me really uncomfortable around alcohol. Particularly because I got essayed and R-worded all the time with it. Anyway, so it was something that was very close to me to feel uncomfortable about. So I was just like, just not then, it's fine, you can come in here, party with us, but just please, like, when you're like that, can you not come round here or call me? I know it sounds awful now when I look back, but I just couldn't deal with it. I didn't mind her, like, maybe texting me or something, but this is good therapy for me, and you can hear some, like, good gossipy stories about, like, things that are, like, real life Eastenders, but maybe even worse. Yeah, so she came around here and she turned up drunk. My other friend's mum is an alcoholic, and she couldn't really deal with their behaviour. She was like, you're acting like a toddler. Thought that this girl could just like snap out of it, basically. No, yeah, so I thought she could just snap out of it, you know? I kind of did, but some of it seemed to put on. And then she turned up here with nothing and beat off her head. And then we're like, she didn't get here. How did she get here? She must have been here the whole time. Anyway, this is a different story. Going back to between the end of my breakup with my ex. yeah, he was starting to go around someone's house to house all the time to do back Coca-Cola. Yeah, back Coca-Cola, let's call it. Back. Yeah, okay. And he was around there all the time, so just weren't seeing each other anymore. She was around here. Okay. That's when the pharmaceuticals came out and we started getting a bit freaky with each other in every sense of the word. And then, literally, maybe a couple of days later, like my sociopathic ex, who literally is one, came around and she was here. Oh no, I think he was here first and she turned up. Anyway, she had like this little purse with little kitties on it to make it worse. We got it onto the fullest by this point as well. This purse with little kitties on it. Pussy. Yeah. Inside it was actually really cute. It was actually really cute. Yeah, she was giving me all like these gemstones and crystals in front of him. Like, oh my god, what are you doing? It's just proved it. And God knows what he said around me about vent now. But anyway, I went on Snap and made myself look like a right lesbian for his new wife. But anyway, yeah, it was so funny, and I was getting them out, and you could see how jealous and angry he was, and just great. We were like having a freaky time, and I miss those times so much. I think I'm addicted to the rush of things that are really quick and don't last, like a lot of people are. You know, like the beginning of a relationship or that break before, because I've obviously been addicted to relationships without me realising it. Like I go on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. I have to be wanted by someone because I've got very little people in my life. I just need that stimuli. It's fucked up, I know, but that's my story of being with a lesbian. I think it's better than yours.